welcome to another episode of Grove Effects, where today I'll be reviewing Revell's Star Wars Republic Star Destroyer, as seen from the Clone Wars series, but actually more so from Episode 3. But the thing about this one is it's a little different, so let's get into it. So, as always, on the side we have just some pictures of what this looks like, or what it would look like when you're done with it and everything like that. Just a side view of what you already see on the front. Same thing over here on this side. Here you just got a nice back view of it, and it looks like it is from the model kit. After that, there's, nothing else inside. So let's get into the actual kit. Sorry about the noise, I had to move the instruction manual. This box, I kind of used it for some other stuff while I'm not working on this. But anyway, let's get on to the main huge parts or components of this particular model kit. So one of the things first we have here is the upper part of the ship. So here we can already see some panel line details here. It's got some nice detail going on. Something tells me Bandai probably would have added a lot more going on here, or a lot more mess. But that's fine here. This is molded in just a regular kind of plain gray, basically. So, oh, and another thing I want to tell you all ahead of time is I did open this up. I wasn't sure if I was going to review this either before it was built or after. I don't know, but anyway, I'm doing that before, I guess, for midway, I guess. I haven't worked on this in a while. So what you see here is pretty much what I left. I taped these on instead of actually sticking them on because I wanted to see more or less how it was going to look and stuff like that. So that's why I got some parts here just kind of just randomly placed around or anything like that. So yeah. One of the things I was planning on wanting to do was getting some thin sheets of like plot plate and stuff like that. And I was just going to cut them up in like squares or cubes and just randomly stick them on in certain areas here to make it look more like there's something going on. Kind of similar to what you would see on the Imperial Star Destroyers and stuff like that. And also with this one too from the movie, at least from what you can barely see and everything. Because there is a little bit more going on. I don't think it's actually flush. So... as it is, there are some things you can already kind of see here, some raised areas, but I want to add more to it, a little bit more mess, so to say. And here is the base. Interesting enough to this, there is actually no peg or base for this kit, so that's kind of a bummer for this exact one, because there's another version that does come with one, but even with a pre-drilled hole. But this one doesn't even come with a base like that, or even an acrylic base, which is kind of like, why? So you gotta mount it or display it or hang it wherever you want by choice. You gotta make your own kind of thing. So yeah, same thing here. It's got the panel lines, but as you can see, it's just mostly smooth with the exception of some of these areas. There are some kits out there that have more detail on this particular spot. You'll have to cut it out and everything like that. So you can have a little bit more of like a loading bay kind of thing going on, but I don't really feel like investing like $50 on just one little part there for like a photo etch piece, including also for having like the hanger bay in the middle here. So I'm not going to do that, but I will be cutting out some of the parts here on the side so I can add it. So these parts are actually separate. As you can see here, it's got these little parts here. So these aren't supposed to be here, but I taped them on here so that you can kind of see more or less the detail that's going on there. There's a little bit of mess going on here and there, so I'm going to go ahead and drill some of those out so I can add some lighting by using fiber optics. So it's the same there, I'm just missing some parts here and there. But yeah, that's for the base here, and just so you know, this alone, without any added parts, is just a little over 17 inches, so this is going to be a big kit, for sure. Like, that is for sure. There's no ands or buts about that, and let me just put it somewhere where it won't fall or break. Moving on, we have part of the engine that goes in the back side here. I already taped them on, so these are in like 2 halves of each part right here, and then it has the tip of where the engine's going to be, and it's all solid. There's no hollow part. You can go ahead and drill a hole in there so you can add lighting so it can come out and everything like that. A little bit more detail here, whatnot. Don't remember how this actually goes, if it is upside down or not. But yeah, so I think it's supposed to go like that. So with this in total, it's probably going to be about almost a little over 20 inches in length when this thing is done. So this will be a very, very large kit, and this is probably about almost 10 inches wide. And height, I'm not really 100% certain yet how big it's going to be, but yeah. So I'm just going to grab whatever mess I can grab here so I can show you. Here we have part of the bridge, or bridges, as there's 2 actually. You can see some of the details all hollowed here, so it's a lot of work here for you, so you can go ahead and hollow these out or drill them out and then start making some parts in here and there and everything like that. Drilling out the holes for the lighting and everything, so there's that. Not sure where that part goes exactly, but yeah. Oh, actually, I think this is for the bottom of one of the bridges. This is for another part of the side. You can see a better close-up here of some of the detail they went ahead and put in. Now, it's not as sharp and crisp as you would get like with a Bandai kit, but still it's pretty good, especially with a nice noise and looked at from a distance. Like you can see here, it looks really neat. Here we have one of the engines, one of the really, really big engines. So it's got a very simple design. I'm thinking about probably getting some wire and just kind of running it around, make it look like there's actually more going on here. A little bit more noise, so to say. Not literally noise, but yeah. I don't believe this adds too much more to this kit. That last part there. Okay, actually, I think it might be even longer. So it might actually even be more than 20 inches. I think this might be... Yep, this is actually almost 21 inches. So never mind. It's going to look something like that. But anyway, that's the engine. That's part of one of the engines. Speaking of, this is the backside where the engines will be going. We have two smaller engines, same kind of mold. Then we have the two larger engines, which would be like this one here. And they're held like by a little clip here or something that clips inward, but they are specific, so you can't just willy-nilly put them wherever you want. They'll just look like something like that. So I have them just removed because they won't fit in the box since I don't want them collecting dust while I'm not working on it. But yeah, it's going to look something like that, and it's pretty awesome, pretty big for sure. So yeah, just gonna take that off. And like I said, there's two of these, so you're gonna have to hollow these out. There's no detail inside, which is also a little bit of a bummer, but if you know what you're doing, you can make this look awesome and neat. But yeah, so we have some of these little parts here. These are going to be for the turrets. These are going to go on the sides right here. They do not rotate by the looks of it, or they can rotate, but that depends on how you do it. So you can have it sticking on, you can actually rotate them. So technically speaking, there can be a little bit of articulation. This part here, I believe, it goes on the backside of this, if I remember. Yeah, it goes like that. So this is the last piece that goes on the part of the bridge here and everything like that. Speaking of the bridge, we have part of one of them right here, which would be this part here. There are some photo etch parts where they actually have the windows here, and more accurate looking windows, by the way. But I'm going to try and risk it for the biscuit and see if I can just replicate it myself without doing that. But yeah, so you're going to stick that on the side, and that's one of the bridges that go on the side. Not sure if I grabbed the other one or if I lost it. Okay, well, here's the other half of one. So it's kind of hollow, and then here's the bottom half. So stick it on like so. And then you have, if I can just align the holes, there we go. You have both bridges. So there you go. You can light them up individually. So this way you can have just a lit deck and everything like that, with everything else here being lit also. We have a side here, which I'm planning on cutting out one of these. These stick out here on the side like that. I'm going to cut out one of them, and with some plot plate, I'm going to make like a mini hanger inside so you can actually see. So there's a little bit more detail going on, so it's not so bland or basic, or there's nothing else going on, whatnot. Then you get a bunch of these little parts here. These, I believe, are supposed to go on the engines or some of the sides of the engines. Not really sure exactly what these were for. I don't remember from the instruction manual, but it'll come to me later on. We get a bunch of them too, so yeah. You also get yourself a water slide. I'm not going to open it up because I don't want to ruin the protector sheet here. I do need these for sure. These are to make the markings that are going to go on the sides of the Star Destroyer and everything like that. So yeah. Moving on, we have Revell's plain and simple black and white model. What do you call it? The instruction manual and everything like that. So it shows you all the individual parts, where they are going to go and everything like that. This is a little bit more complicated. This is a little bit of an older kit, so yeah. You know, you can do with that as you please and so on. But yeah, this is it. So I don't know if I'm going to 3D print a base for this thing or not, or if I'm just going to construct one. I don't know yet how I'm going to go about it, but we'll see. So yeah, that pretty much concludes this video, at least this part here, because I have no freaking idea, especially for this one compared to all my other model kits, when I'll be working on this. This might actually be one of the very last things I work on before I guess I start reviewing kits that are already built, you know, already done and everything like that. By the way, as a future to show you all what I'm working on, or what I was working on before I got really, really busy with my work, or at my job and everything like that, my jobs. This is one of my customs for ARC Trooper 5s. He also comes with his little comma, or whatever that was, whatever it's called. So yeah, I've I've been working on these, but then I stopped working on them, so yeah. Anyway, this is what I have so far. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Y'all have an outstanding day, and as always, this is Grateful Effects, signing out.